Identify and define problem statement and objectives. It is the first step in research. It is to identify the research problem. This is the most important stage in any research. A research problem is the question that a researcher wants to answer, or a problem that a researcher wants to solve. A research problem is a definite or clear expression or a statement about an area of concern, a condition to be improved upon, a difficulty to be eliminated, or a troubling question within existing practice that points to a need for meaningful understanding and deliberate investigation. A research problem is a specific issue, difficulty, contradiction, or gap in knowledge that you will aim to address in your research. For example, research problems may be related to customer values, customer profile, or market size. Customer values. Companies' professional goals, pain points facing from the customers, purchasing decisions of the consumers in their segments. So, research problem may be related to the company's professional goals or the pain points of customers. Pain points from customers means the problems which the customer is facing, and the marketer manager will have to take a decision about those problems so that we can manufacture our product, we can modify our product according to the problems which our customers are facing, and we can remove those pain points from the product so that maximum customer satisfaction is ensured. Purchasing decisions of the consumers in their segments, different segments for which we are manufacturing the product, we can measure the purchasing decisions of the consumers. Customer profile means age range of the company's consumers. What is the age range of the consumers for which we are going to manufacture the product? Job status of the company's consumers. What is the status of job of the consumers for whom we are going to manufacture the product? Education level of the consumers, and location of consumers means the area or location where the consumers are residing, so that we can plan our 4Ps: product, price, place, or promotion accordingly. Market size: what geographical area are you selling in? Means the area or the locality, city in which you are going to sell your product. How many people in this area fit your customer profile? Means customer profile means the group of customers for whom you are going to manufacture the product. Means in that particular geographical area for which you are going to distribute your product, how many people are from that particular segment for which you have manufactured your product. So these are the basic research problems which a researcher might want to solve. We have also studied in the previous video lectures scope and application of marketing research, that a research problem may also be related to the following areas. What are these areas? Like consumer, product, market, sales, pricing, promotion, distribution, corporate, policy, or a motivation research. Now we will discuss steps in problem identification. There are basic 6 steps in problem identification, which are statement of the problem in general way, understanding the nature of the problem. Firstly, the problem is defined in a general way. Then nature of the problem is understood by the researcher. What is the nature of that problem? Surveying the available literature. If some previous research studies are there regarding that problem, then those research studies or literature is surveyed. And developing the ideas through discussions. Then the discussions are conducted with the persons who are experts in that particular area, or the persons who have exposure to that particular type of problem, and some ideas are developed by the researcher regarding that problem. Rephrasing the problem into a working proposition. Then that problem is rephrased into a working proposition. Working proposition means the proposition at which you can work upon. And finally, now state the objectives of the research. Objectives of the research are stated by the researcher after the completion of these steps. So step 2, 3, and 4: understanding the nature of the problem, surveying the available literature, and developing the ideas through discussion. That leads to the step 5, means after these second, third, and fourth point, the problem is rephrased into a working proposition, means the proposition at which we can work upon, means the researcher can be conducted further. These two, second, third, and fourth step decides this. And after the problem is rephrased, the objectives of the researcher are stated by the researcher. To define the problem appropriately, we need answer of the following two questions. What are these two questions? What is to be researched, means what is the scope and contents of the research, and why to do the research, means why we are going to conduct the research. That decision has to be made by the researcher. And answer of the above questions may come from the several sources. What are these sources? Like consultation with the experts, research experience of the researcher, if the researcher has a previous research experience in that particular field, intuition of the researcher, brainstorming with the people who are expert in that particular field or who have exposure to that problem, personal experience of the researcher, practical experience of the researcher, like the researcher have faced such type of problems in the previous scenario also, then that practical experience while solving the problem, that can be taken account. Exposure to field situations, critical literature review, extensive literature review is conducted, previous research studies, extensive existing theories, if there are some existing theories related to that problems, social issues related to that problem, and other miscellaneous factors. So these are the different sources from which the answer of the above two questions can be taken out. Now some important key points regarding identify and defining of the problem statement and objectives. It is rightly said that a problem well defined is half solved. Poorly stated problems create confusion and do not allow the researcher to conduct a good research. The problem formulation from the researcher's point of view represents translating the management problem into a research problem. In order to formulate an appropriate research problem on the basis of management problem, it is necessary to have a meaningful dialogue between the researcher and the manager. Adequately defining the problem is very important because a lot of scarce resources will be wasted if it is too vague, and exact conclusion cannot be drawn if it is too narrow.